Hey everybody, it is Jim Horning here. I'm going to go over the weekly sales mastery cohort that I have put together. Even that sounds so official. I really want a nuts and bolts, move the needle, get to where we want to be without, endless upsells or minor content that really is put into place so that we can move people into higher paid programs. I mean, if that's what you do for your thing, that's fine. That's not what I'm doing here. And so I want to make sure that all of that is really clear. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to go over an intro, a little bit about me, the objectives for what I'm doing, the investment, give you a nice conclusion, and then a what now. So very, very basic. Here's the deal. The last thing you or I, any of us needs is yet another high ticket coaching program with modules and upsells and masterminds and wipe you behinds and et cetera, et cetera. Instead, a tried and true weekly group cohort with a clear agenda and action points, all for the purpose of improving your sales game, right? How about that? And once you don't need it, you're done. It's just that simple. And so, a little bit about me. Short story, I've been in sales in one way or another for 30 years. Yes, that is true. I'm in my 50s. So I started before I was 20, actually. The first sales I was doing was very young. But I was a firefighter paramedic, a ship's doctor. That allowed for me to have 48 hours of time to do things. So I ventured even more into business with fitness trainer, biz owner, head sales trainer, eventually a high ticket closer for Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi. The stories I could tell, but I won't yet. And then a lot of consulting after that that I did in sales training and LinkedIn profile makeovers, to make sure that they look like landing pages for those that are, you guessed it, selling. So here's the point. I know my stuff. I've been trained by the best. I continue to be trained by the best, and I've experienced the less than best. So I know what works. I know what doesn't work. That's really the point for what I'm doing here. So for the sales mastery goals, first goal, to provide a place where solopreneurs, founders, sales reps, closers, etc., can up their sales skills without judgment or worry. It is all about call reviewing, role playing, hot seat questions, objection handling, the basics, right? Second goal, to encourage an environment free from upsells, bait and switch tactics, additional investments, etc. What do I mean by that? I mean, this program is not for that end. My goal is not to get you into something on the low dollar side, just to move you into the high dollar. I'm not interested in that. That's not why I'm doing that. So, and there's nothing inherently wrong with those things. It's not our goal. It's not what I want to do. So I'll provide you what is promised, but no 10x crap, no shiny objects. No, you're going to be making 6Ks after you meet with me for a month. And please be wary of anybody that gives you that kind of input or advice. Seriously, I'm not being negative. I'm being honest. I've been around a long time. Work takes work. So there won't be any of that. It's just we're going to keep it right to the things that will improve your skills, right? Your hard skills, and allow you to be better at what you do. I have to do this. I need people who are going to challenge and improve my skills, who aren't going to let me slide, right? That's what I'm going to provide for you. So how are we going to do that? Sales call reviews, the nuts and bolts of it all. I mean, this is really where we learn and where we grow. So you're going to record your sales calls for the purpose of having them reviewed. This is the power of sales mastery, and it is the primary focus. And if you're worried about recording your sales calls, how do I do that? How do I, allow for my prospect to be okay with that? Believe me, I'll show you a really quick and easy way to do that. Keeps you above board, right? So there's nothing slimy, nothing hidden. But you need to record your calls in order for you to get better at what you do. The hot seats, I'll be in the hot seat by answering any sales questions, right? So I don't skirt that. You throw them at me, I will be able to answer them. If there's something that comes across that I'm just like, you know what? I'm not the best person to answer that. I will get the answer for you. And then volunteers will take the hot seat. So you are or the others in the group will volunteer to take the hot seat for group review or role playing practice. Listen, you're not going to be forced to do it, but honestly, you wouldn't join the group if you didn't want to do it. And you can work your way up to it. You could be honest, let me know. But this is a no judgment zone. Not interested in making anybody feel bad about what they do. That defeats the purpose. We need an environment where everything is open. None of us are perfect, and we're able to be on the hot seat to improve our skills. That's the goal. So you need reps, right? You've got, that's repetitions. Remember those, you work out folks, you know what I'm talking about? Repetitions. You've got to get the reps in without the worry. A no stress supportive environment that's also not going to sugarcoat the truth. That's exactly what you need. So just like anything and everything worth being good at, sales is no different. You got to get the reps in. That's when the improvement comes. So your closing percentage needs to increase, and that is the primary focus. Yes, there are other elements on a like a projection spreadsheet that you need to be aware of. And in fact, if you don't keep a projection spreadsheet, you're going to let me know that. I'm going to provide one for you because you should be keeping one. But your closing percentage needs to increase. So yes, we want you to be more comfortable and congruent and service focused, but why? So that you're able to make the most of your prospecting and close more sales, because that's going to give you success. And whether you're selling for your own offer as a solopreneur or if you're part of a company sales team, you want to be successful. We all want to be good at what we do so that we can lead the life we desire for our families, our communities, and yes, for ourselves, right? That's the goal. We want to have integrity. We want to sell something that is authentic, that is real, that is going to get results, right? We don't want to sell ice to an Eskimo, right? I always hear that. Don't sell ice to an Eskimo. That's unethical, whether you got the skills or not. But what we do want to do, staying on that ethical side, we want to improve. We want to get better. That's the entire purpose of this. So how will this work? The best way to lay it out is just to let you know, it's a weekly call. There will be a hard stop at 10 participants because we don't want a situation where there are so many folks and people get lost in the crowd. So it's going to stop at 10, and that's not a gimmick. I will not bring in more than 10 folks for a group call. And the call will be 1 to 1.5 hours. So some weeks may end early if there are less questions. More often than not, it goes over. And that's to be expected. That's built into it. But you don't have to stay the whole way through. I am going to record them. But nonetheless, we want folks showing up and want to have time to be able to answer all questions to make it worth your while, right? So it's not just an observing group, right? Where it gets to be so filled up that then you're just in the background, you never really have a chance. We don't want that. So here are the basics. It's going to be an evening call, preferably Monday evening, but that's to be determined. It really depends upon the location of those who join to make sure that it's a time that is most convenient for everybody. Now, listen, if you say, well, I'll join once I know when the call is, don't do that. Don't give yourself an excuse. Listen, it's never going to be ideal for everybody, but we're going to make it the most convenient that we possibly can. All right, so it'll be an evening call, 8 to 10 participants maximum, 4 organized group Zoom calls per month. So they are weekly calls, 4 per month. You know, we get a month with more than 4 weeks. We're not meeting that week, right? Consider it a day off or a week off. But 4 organized group Zoom calls per month. And the calls will be recorded. It's not a free for all. So you know what I'm talking about. Listen, I love participation, but every now and then you get that person who gets on a call and they want to be a co-coach, right? So, hey, can I just get the floor for a minute? And then, 10, 15 minutes later, the facilitator isn't cutting them off and everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's not going to be how this is run. It's going to be organized. Yes, there's going to be feedback. Yes, it is about the participants, but we also have an agenda. We need to get improvement on the books. So no crazy commitments. You come, you go. It is monthly. but there's no commitments for that. And then no upsells or down the rabbit hole opt-ins. This is the offer. There is no additional offer. There's no secret mastermind. There's nothing wrong with those things. I'm just not going to do it. All right. So how much? It's $259 a month. It is low ticket for a reason. Listen, I'm being told, and this is God's honest truth, I'm being told that's too low. I don't disagree with those who are telling me it's too low. You do have to have skin in the game, but there's so much out there right now that is high dollar, and I just don't want that to be what deters folks. So is this cohort a real moneymaker? No, it's not, but it's going to be wicked good fun. So it's low ticket. It is high value though. Don't let the price fool you. And I mean that. So $259 a month, there's no required commitment. You can opt out at any time. Highly suggested 3-month minimum. Just like in fitness, 90 days is ideal. If you come and you're committed and you put into action the action points that we will go over every week, and you allow to be reviewed again and to get in the hot seats, you better guarantee in 90 days, before 90 days, but a 3-month period is ideal. Again, though, it's not required. Okay, it's not. But because of the low ticket, there's no refunds, right? So I'm not going to be refunding people $259 if, and I want to be really, really clear, if $259 is too much and you got to not pay a bill to do it, I don't care what the gurus say. I don't want you in. Not right now. I just don't. I don't want to put additional stress. Now you weigh it out on your own. You figure out what you want to do. But this isn't a FOMO opportunity. Once we get this going, it's, if there's an opening, you can pop in next month. If we're at 10 and I start getting a waiting list, I may, refer out to somebody who I can know that I know can do a similar job, so that that maybe there's another group, they can go with a different coach somewhere else, or I don't know. I have no idea. Getting way ahead. At this point, 10 spots, no commitment, $259 a month. All right, so I'm excited about this. I've done these before. I've done the master classes before, the hot seats, and I've been brought in for other companies, some SaaS companies, to do this for their clients and for their teams. But this is the first time I'm just doing it. This is why it can be so low dollar, because I'm just doing it for my own fun. And I've always wanted to organize it just for me on that low ticket side with no upsells, just to keep it really, really succinct. So what you see is what you get. That's the offer. And yes, I will absolutely cut it off at 10 participants. So what now? Secure your spot, right? It's $259. That is my Venmo. Yes, do it as on the business side. Don't do it as a friend's transfer, because it is business. I've built, that's why there's the 9 to cover the transaction costs. So $259, that's the Venmo. If you can't do Venmo, just DM me, email me. We'll figure it out. I have Stripe. I'm probably going to set Stripe up as a recurring for folks, but because we're just starting this now, I'm going to get it going. I'd love to get it going for May. Regardless of the number of people, we'll get it going for May. If we max out at the 10 for that, fantastic. That's what I want you to do. So that's the link, pay, and then DM or email me to let me know that you did, because I am going to do some brief intro one-on-ones with everybody who comes in, right, as a little onboarding, just so I know who you are, what your main focus is, problems are, etc. So we'll do that one-on-one as a bit of an onboarding. Yeah, and that's the deal. So I'm pretty excited about it. The information in the description as well for this video. That's pretty much it. So there's my email. And hey, if you don't follow me on LinkedIn, do so. Reach out, send me a connection request. That's the profile pic that I have up on LinkedIn right now. And it's just Jim Horning Mentor is my handle. And thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to this. I hope you join us. Let me know if you have any questions, and that'll do it.